Hi there, students. To whip up, a whip, a phrasal verb, to whip something up, separable phrasal verb. Okay, I think for me the most common meaning of this is to produce something quickly. Yeah, normally as well impromptu. Okay, so my friends arrived and I whipped up a meal in 5 minutes. Yeah, this is particularly to produce food. I'll whip you up an omelette. I'm sorry, the kitchen's about to close, but I'm sure the chef will whip you up a salad or something like that. You can also use to whip up, well, to beat very rapidly so that it forms foam. Yeah, so put your egg whites in a container and then use your mixer to whip them up. And then you can use this a little bit more metaphorically. The wind whipped up the dust. Yeah, it snatched it into the air. Yeah, the wind whipped up a storm whipped up. And then you can go from that to the metaphorical meaning, to arouse, to excite. So he whipped up the crowd, he whipped them up into a frenzy. Okay, so to whip up a meal, make food quickly, and impromptu. You're probably going to ask about the difference between whip out and whip up. I think both whip out and whip up mean produce rapidly, but I think whip up has the idea of impromptu. You didn't know you were going to have to do it. Whip out just means do quickly. Maybe you've got some preparation for it. Okay, to whip something up, to encourage strong feelings, strong emotions, a strong reaction in people. So he was trying to whip up enthusiasm for his cause. He whipped the crowd up. Yeah, he whipped them up to fever pitch. Okay, he excited them. He aroused this feeling in, to whip up interest, to whip up support. Yeah. Okay, so his speech whipped up the crowd. I'm trying to whip up more support for this. Okay, so to whip something up, you could whip up hatred. That's not very nice. To whip people up into an emotional state. Okay, the wind whipped up the dust, and that's where you get it from. He whipped the country up into a frenzy by his demagogic speeches. A hurricane whipped up, yeah. Sand was whipped up into the air. Notice, whipped up into the air. Yeah, it whipped the wind, the sand up. Yeah, or whipped up the sand. Okay, but most commonly to whip something up, to make something very quickly, without any prior preparation or knowledge. I can whip up a good meal in a very short time. One of my skills. Okay, so formality. Let's see. To whip up a meal, 3.5 for informality, informal. To whip up the egg whites, I think 4.5 informality. To whip up the crowd, 4 informality. I think you could use this in a semi-formal writing, but that would be the maximum. The wind whipped up the dust. I think 5 informality. No, I'm going to go 4.5 because this whip is rather metaphorical as well. Okay, so to whip something up. As to origin, well, it comes from whip. Yeah, which itself comes from Middle Dutch wippen, to leap, to dance. Yeah, which comes from Proto-Germanic whip jana, to move backwards and forwards, to whip backwards and forwards. Okay, so enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating. Here's me trying to whip up support. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. To whip up.